Hello, dear friends. It's been a while since we've seen each other. Summer is here, and I'm very happy to see you again. My name is Sofia Dorinskaya. I am a doctor, the head of the Center for Medical Information and the School of Vitagnostics, as well as the School of Mental Health. That means we teach our specialists. Today, let's talk about this topic. What should people do who have been vaccinated? So, you have been vaccinated, and how can you protect your health? Because in the previous video, we discussed with you what the nuances of vaccination are, so to speak. Namely, that we have a pathogen, a pathogenic agent, which works against our body. It enters the body, bypassing the natural barriers that have been built up over the entire existence of the organism. And at each stage of these barriers, when encountering an infection, there are well-developed defense systems. So, when the body is vaccinated, as you can understand, it receives an injection right away. That means the body immediately gets this pathogen, bypassing absolutely all the barriers it has created. Right now, as I understand it, there are mainly two vaccines. The first is the coronavirus CoviVac and Sputnik V. They have fundamental differences between them. CoviVac is a vaccine that is made using the classic method when the virus is weakened. When? This is the infectious strain? Yes, this is CoviVac. Sputnik V, the Sputnik vaccine. We have options. We can change the dosage. The year doesn't affect CoviVac. Who would benefit from this? Fauna. So that it's clear. How to protect yourself from the possible consequences of vaccination? Yes. Let's discuss and see what changes the administered vaccine causes in the body based on the official instructions. And first, let's talk about the CoviVac vaccine. That very vaccine made according to the classic recipe. It's an attenuated coronavirus strain. So let's take a look at the side effects listed in the drug reference guide. So the site reaction is often pain at the injection site. Well, that's understandable. A short-term increase in body temperature, meaning we see that the body starts to resist the infection. Then, the biochemical values of blood indicators change, and some of them indicate that there is a certain impact on the pancreas and the liver. Naturally, the blood changes. The blood formula, yes. That is, it changes in terms of the leukocyte count. It increases, and the erythrocyte sedimentation rate, which indicates that there is active inflammation in the body. Well, actually, that's why it's considered an acute onset of the illness, if I can put it that way. Yes, that's right. It says here that you need to inform your doctor about this, so we see that an infection is actually happening. So, what are the contraindications or restrictions for people regarding its use? So, the contraindications are a serious post-vaccination reaction. It doesn't specify that it has to be from this vaccine. It could be from any other. For example, seizures, whether accompanied by fever or not, swelling at the injection site, eczema, hypersensitivity, and allergic reactions. And please pay attention. Pregnancy, breastfeeding period, and age under 18 years. I want to point out that the instructions for the medication are an official document. It's a legal official document prepared by the pharmaceutical company, and the instructions are basically like a law. It's a law, And you can't go against these instructions when we're talking about medication. If the manufacturer itself states that the medication should not be used under the age of 18, then there can be no question of vaccinating children with this medication. This has legal significance. It's a protection for the pharmaceutical company so that they don't face lawsuits if there are any harmful effects from vaccination, if a person suffers health damage, or, God forbid, someone dies. This protects the pharmaceutical company from multi-million-dollar lawsuits. Naturally, pregnancy and breastfeeding, so there can be no talk of vaccinating pregnant women, breastfeeding women, children, or people under 18. It's stated in the instructions. That's just a note. So we looked at what side effects this causes for us. CoviVac is an attenuated vaccine, which means that the body actually experiences a state of acute inflammation, an infection. At that moment, his blood count changes correctly, which corresponds to inflammation. We see a certain effect on the liver, and we see some effect on the pancreas. So basically, we can draw this conclusion based on this instruction. Let's take the next drug. This is already Sputnik V, CoviVac. So, this vaccine is made using new technologies with the help of genetic engineering. So let's take a look. Let's start with the contraindications. That is, naturally, these are contraindications for hypersensitivity to any component of the vaccine. Severe allergic reactions in the medical history, yes. So, if you have suffered from them, if you had any reactions after any other vaccination, then you shouldn't get it either. Yes. If you have an acute respiratory viral illness, you shouldn't get it. That means acute infectious diseases of the gastrointestinal tract are also a contraindication. Here are the restrictions for use: liver and kidney diseases, endocrine diseases. These are also contraindications, as it affects these organs. Autoimmune diseases, malignant tumors. People with cancer shouldn't get it either. And also, its use during pregnancy and breastfeeding is not allowed. There is no experience here, yes. So they kind of gently said that they don't know. We don't know what will happen. So moving on. And now, regarding side effects, let's also take a look at what side effects are. These are the kinds of damage the medication actually causes in the body. So, general disorders and reactions at the injection site, that's clear, right? That means pain, swelling, and increased temperature at the vaccination site. There are also side effects related to the respiratory system and chest organs, such as pain and nasal congestion. Here again, we see a certain acute inflammatory condition, right? From the nervous system, there can be headache, dizziness, fainting. From the gastrointestinal tract, there can be nausea, vomiting, and dyspepsia. And then, changes in the blood test. And then, in this particular vaccine, they listed some very interesting side effects. Red blood cells found in urine. Please watch my video, Hidden Vitamin C Deficiency. There, I explain what single red blood cells in the urine mean. So, from all of this, let's see what kind of protection we can have if we've been vaccinated. What needs to be done in terms of nutrients and, above all, vitamins? And, of course, my dear friends, subscribers, and viewers, it's food, it's good food. If you have received the vaccine, you can see that the side effects indicate an acute infection in the body. So I don't know anything about any diets, any strange or weird ones at all. If you're on diets that only allow meat and no carbs, you really shouldn't be giving diet advice. Because in this situation, your body needs to survive. It needs to preserve itself. And carbohydrates give you energy. They give you quick energy, you know? So in this case, you just need to eat everything you're supposed to. Just like we were fed in childhood. meat, side dishes, vegetables, and fruits. And if you're feeling unwell, you should definitely stay in bed and not go anywhere, so that you don't get even more complications and so on. So, from all the side effects, we can see that the body is experiencing an acute vitamin C deficiency. I've already talked about this. I already have a lot of videos dedicated to vitamin C. Vitamin C is not produced in the human body. There is no such mechanism, but vitamin C is a vitamin without which the human body cannot live. Vitamin C is a vitamin that is used up very quickly. In all stressful situations, of course, the introduction of a pathogen, well, really any pathogen, any illness is a stressful situation for the body. Naturally, adrenaline is produced. When adrenaline is produced, there is an immediate and significant consumption of vitamin C. This is exactly what we see in the side effects that people actually experience. Adrenaline scurvy manifests itself. Yes, it does manifest. For example, red blood cells in the urine. This is one of the main indicators, a clear demonstration that a person has scurvy. So, a person experiences a rapid depletion of vitamin C, and they simply fall into hypo and avitaminosis. Here is vitamin C in the presence of vitamin C, and it itself increases the bactericidal properties of the blood, meaning the blood in its presence. If a person has vitamin C, the blood has the ability to kill or destroy pathogenic flora. Yes, to destroy it. Naturally, when an infection occurs, vitamin C is used up. From here, we come to the regimen that is needed. So you got a vaccine. So for 2 weeks, you take 3 to 4 grams of vitamin C. It depends on your weight. If a person weighs about 80 kilograms, then it's about 3 grams. If someone is close to 100 kilograms, then it's 4 grams of vitamin C. 2 weeks. Then, for 1 month, you take 1/2 of an ounce. So you are basically saturating your body with vitamin C. You keep saturating and saturating your body with it. And for 3 months after that, you take 1 gram per day. I want to emphasize once again, vitamins are not a standalone food. Vitamins are a supplement to your diet. Therefore, vitamins should be taken when you eat, and vitamins by themselves. This is not nutrition by itself. Vitamins participate in reactions, and these reactions consist of the transformation of amino acids into proteins, the transformation of proteins into amino acids, and amino acids into proteins. That is why your nutrition should be of very high quality when it comes to proteins, and above all, animal proteins, because the easiest source from which the body can get amino acids for itself, from which proteins, its own proteins, is from animal proteins. And believe me, when your body is in such a situation, when it needs, to hold the line to preserve its life, it doesn't have time to extract proteins from some plant sources. It just won't do it, and you will generally start falling into illnesses and severe conditions after vaccination. The next vitamin that is involved in immune reactions is vitamin A. And here, as I already mentioned, in this regimen, we use vitamin A from 25,000 international units to 33,000 international units. Once a day, you take it for 1 month. And next, in CoviVac, we saw a complication. Yes, I think in it's diarrhea, if a person even has a hint of any niacin deficiency. But just to be on the safe side, because even now it's summer, people are eating fruits and vegetables, and there might be some diarrhea for a few days one way or another. So, just to be on the safe side, to make sure our body absorbs nutrients, I would recommend taking 50 mg of niacin Well, that's just one tablet for about 2 weeks. That's a simple maintenance plan. Well then, let's summarize. If you have set yourself, if you got the vaccine, whether it just happened, you decided to do it yourself, or you needed it for work, or for some other reason, then you need to support yourself. First of all, eat well, reduce physical activity, and get plenty of rest. This is very important because your body needs strength to deal with the situation it's in from the inside. And take vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin B3, also known as niacin. So once again, vitamin C for 2 weeks, 3 to 4 grams. People ask me if they should take it all at once or spread it out. You can spread it out or take it all at once as you prefer. For 1 month, take 1 to 2 grams, and for the next 3 months after that, take 1 gram. Plus, vitamin A from 25,000 to 33,000 international units once a day for a month, and nicotinic acid, 50 milligrams once a day for 2 weeks. So, I hope I answered the question about how to protect yourself if you have already gotten the vaccine. Thank you. So, well, what do I want to say? Organism. An organism with hypovitaminosis is weakened by definition, so you can take precautions. Eliminate hypovitaminosis in time, and make sure your body is, so to speak, fully prepared so that it's ready and can fend off external attacks, and also so it has reserves. Because vitamins, even in small amounts, even vitamin C, the same one that isn't produced by the body, but it does accumulate. It accumulates in the adrenal glands, it accumulates in the wall of the gastrointestinal tract, and this is that small depot that the body has, which it uses up, spends, when it needs to respond. So, actually, it's better for you to have your depots full and for you not to have experienced hypovitaminosis for a long time, which is essentially what we call health. I wish you good health. Thank you very much for your attention. All the best. Goodbye.